When you transitioned into college and you sort of lost that love for the sport you initially felt, were you able to find it again? And what allowed you to find it again if you were able to do so?
I did find it again because I did it for another 7 years after college, but I think it was, I was, I think inside of me, I wanted it. Like I did want to make the national team. I did want to go to the Olympics deep inside, but I didn't want to tell anybody. And I didn't, because I was afraid of failing, I think, basically. So if I said it out loud, then I'd have to back it up. Right. But if I didn't say it, or I was like, I don't know, I could take it or leave it, or, I'll see how it goes. Then I could kind of figure it out. I gave myself some space to figure that out. So I think it was really just about fear of failing because I just wasn't sure. And I didn't want to say out loud, I really want this. I really want this. And I don't know why. And even if I said that and failed, I don't think it would be the worst thing in the world. But in my head at that time, I couldn't, like, I just couldn't get myself there because maybe I really wanted it. Um, and so then after college, I made the team that summer. We went to the Czech Republic. It was all a lot of fun. And then I moved to Chattanooga, Tennessee to train. And it was just a different stimulus, a new environment. I gained some confidence. I felt like I was part of the group a little bit more rather than I wasn't the best one. I think that was helpful, right? Not being the best one, not having that pressure. So you can kind of like feel like you were the underdog and you're like climbing your way up. And my coach was tough. He was tough. He made me feel normal and he made me feel like I wasn't good enough. And I think that worked for me. Being told I can't a little bit. It's like, oh yeah, all right, well, maybe I can, rather than be like, yes, you can do this. You're like, ba, 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 you should be this, you should be that. He never did that. So I think it was just that environment. And then we just had a lot of fun. We had a lot of laughs. It was hard. I mean, it's not like, we're landing it like it's not like you're in war hard. Like it's like ridiculous. That's why I don't like talking about it in some ways, because it's like, oh, it was the hardest thing and it was so challenging and it was blah, blah, blah. It was awesome, right? Like you're with a bunch of people that are goal oriented, the same goal that you have, that not necessarily are always supportive of each other because you're like trying to beat each other up the whole time because you're trying to make the team, but you're traveling, you're working. It's every day there's a little bit of success and a little bit of failure. You're kind of moving yourself closer to the goalpost, and you have your own goals, but then you have the team goal. And the cool thing about rowing versus other sport, I love rowing, but it's like everyone's the same. Like you can be on a soccer team and not be that great, and you can have a couple great players, and maybe your team wins, but you know, how much did you play a role in it? But if you're in a rowing boat and you're in an eight, like everyone's doing the same exact thing, right? So you're only as good as your teammates. So you have a responsibility to kind of be a good teammate and kind of bring everyone along. And so there's a different dynamic, I think, or unique dynamic that kind of goes along with that. So yeah, I fell back in love with it. We traveled all over the world. It was a lot of fun. It was a lot of fun with a lot of disappointment.
What are some of the best memories or stories you think back to when you think about your time rowing?
Rowing. Um, I mean, definitely the opening ceremonies in '96 was pretty cool, right? Like you're all dressed up and it's the first time and it was the United States, it was in Atlanta, Georgia. And it just feels special. It does, it's just emotional. Like you feel like you are representing your country and just seeing all of the other countries walk in it and you've made it there, you've earned it, and you're just so excited about what's going to happen, but you're also so nervous. So definitely the opening ceremonies in '96 was special. Um, I would say rowing, I miss being on the water. I miss just hearing the oarlocks like move, the oars moving the oarlocks. I miss like being out on the water after a long workout and like the sun setting over the river in Chattanooga, and just like visual and aesthetic memories like that I miss that. I miss laughing with my teammates and working out with them. I miss being fit. I could eat anything I wanted when I was working out. Um, Yeah, you just miss the camaraderie, you miss, and every day was task oriented. Like you showed up and you had a goal and you either achieved it or you didn't, but you could try the next day. And there was just something about that was great. There's a sense of gratification every single day.
If you enjoyed that clip with Miss Terhaar, then you're gonna love the full-length podcast. It's gonna be released this Sunday at noon, so make sure you click here so you're the first one to see it, and don't forget to like and subscribe for more.